It is a windy day here in Tulum. Out there is the beach that wraps around the corner and goes to the Tulum Mayan ruins. Beautiful scene here, but I need to get out of the wind here in order to explain what's going on and set up this video. And so there's a road right over there. I have a bicycle that I rented here, but more about all that later in future videos about Tulum. So I was in the Dominican Republic about 8 or 9 days ago, and I need to explain what's going on in this video. I started filming in the middle of the day after a bunch of stuff had happened, including having filmed the previous video that I posted, a tour of Santo Domingo, and so I need to explain the context so that you understand what's going on here. Just going to walk along here and see where this path goes. I have no idea. And so before I went to the Dominican Republic, then I looked into the restrictions related to the virus, and it was fully open, as I had heard, from months earlier. No quarantine, no test required. And so I booked a flight from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'd been there for a couple of days and arrived in Santo Domingo to discover that there was a curfew that had just started the previous week or something that began at 7 p.m. on the weekdays, going through the evening and into the night. And then it started at 12 p.m. noon on the weekends. And this was on a Thursday, and so I realized that I was going to have just one day to explore, and then I would be stuck in my hotel room for the next 2 days, just hanging out, nothing to do, couldn't even, walk outside. It was gonna be like a full lockdown. You couldn't be out for any reason. All right, end of the trail here, basically, so let's find another spot. And so I had booked a room in Santo Domingo, the capital of the Dominican Republic, for 3 nights. But I decided to bail on that and instead came up with the idea of going to a all-inclusive. I checked prices. It was $140 for a all-inclusive resort, 5-star, everything included. And the curfew was not going to affect things there. The pools would still be open, the restaurants would still be open, there was a private beach that you could still go to, and so that was sounding a whole lot more fun than sitting around in my tiny little room there in Santo Domingo. So the next day I decided to take off. Wow, we got some ancient ruins here. Holy moly, I had no idea that there was going to be anything like this. Whoa, check it out. This is a small one. No idea if this could be ancient Mayan ruins or something much more recent. Kind of looks like it's probably more recent, like cement here. What a trip. Well, I think that I will record the rest of the video here since it's out of the wind. And so I booked a all-inclusive resort at Punta Cana, which is the easternmost point of Dominican Republic, and it was a 2.5-hour drive to get there from Santo Domingo, the capital. And so I checked how to get there, and there were direct buses going from Santo Domingo, the capital, to Punta Cana. According to the timetable, there was a bus leaving at 3 p.m. Now remember that there was a curfew starting at 7 p.m. on the weekdays. This was on Friday. And so if I caught the bus at 3 o'clock and it took, say, 3 hours to get there, then I would arrive at 6, an hour before the curfew started. And so that seemed like a pretty good idea. The bus was only $7, direct express bus. And so I recorded that video exploring around the capital city there, and then went back to my room, got all packed up, left about 2:15 and got a Uber over to the bus station, although it turned out not to be really a bus station, it was just a office. And when I got there, then it looked like it was closed or getting closed. There was someone like sweeping up inside the office there, and so I go and knock on the door, and the guy comes out and says, "Cerrado, cerrado." He didn't speak any English, but it was clear that buses were no longer running. And so I asked him in my broken Spanish, how can I get to Punta Cana now at this time? And he kind of thinks about it for a second and then says, "Un momento," and he goes across the street to a taxi stand and finds a taxi guy who then comes over. He also does not speak any English, but eventually in the course of the conversation, then he manages to convey to me that the curfew is not starting at 7 p.m. The curfew is actually starting at 5 o'clock on Fridays. And it is now about 2:30. It is a 2.5 to 3 hour drive. And so that means basically we need to leave like right then in order to get to the all-inclusive resort before the curfew starts. So he says that it's going to cost $185 for this taxi ride. I managed to bargain him down to 120 bucks. I'm thinking about my other options, like maybe there's another place that I can catch another bus, or maybe I can take an Uber. And so I actually looked on my phone at the price of an Uber from Santo Domingo to Punta Cana, and it was showing a lesser price of like a little less than 100 bucks or so. But I figured that that was a real gamble to take, especially with my shortened time, to expect that a Uber would even first of all accept the ride, considering that if they get there, then where do they stay or whatever. It was just too much of a risk to take to try to do that ride with an Uber, even if it was going to save me a few dollars. So I managed to bargain him down to 120 bucks, and we got in the car and started cruising. There was lots of traffic out of Santo Domingo. It was very interesting neighborhoods, as you will see in just a second. And so once I was in the taxi and we were cruising, then I decided to start filming because the scenes were very interesting out of the taxi window. And so here we go, the journey from Santo Domingo to Punta Cana across Dominican Republic. And one last shot of the Caribbean Sea here in Tulum.
Hola, buenas tardes.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here. Muchas gracias, señor. Adiós. Hasta luego.
Póngala aquí, compa. Con ese ticket te vas a retirar la maleta.
Guys, this is Fantasyland. My first time doing a all-inclusive, and I've been in 5-star hotels before, but it was just like for a couple of nights because it was like paid for by somebody else. In Uzbekistan on that group trip, then I had a 5-star hotel, but definitely not the usual thing for me. Let's go get a quick look at the beach before it gets too dark here. And then I have a dinner reservation at 7. Oh man, what a change of scene and a surreal contrast between the images that you saw at the beginning there of the, you know, real, if you want to call it that, Dominican Republic, the regular streets, kind of pretty tough neighborhoods it looked like. At one point then the taxi guy there asked me to stop filming because he was concerned that somebody might try to grab my camera while I was pointing it out the window. I wasn't really that concerned, especially when we're moving, but anyway, a very different side of the country from what you're seeing right here. Wow. Oh man, this looks sweet. Nice. This is an epic beach here. Kind of shallow water it looks like. Maybe some reef right there. Waves are breaking farther out there, and so no waves here, and it looks like might be a little tough to get to where you can actually submerge yourself, but I'll find out tomorrow. Anyway, it is amazing. Wow. Let's go look around the corner up here. And it just keeps going and going. I have no idea if this is a series of different resorts or what. I will definitely find out more in the coming days. I'm here for 3 nights, and I'll see. Maybe a night or 2 more after that. No specific plans in the works as far as like where else I'm gonna go in the Dominican Republic and when I'm leaving the island or anything. This was all just spontaneous as usual. Hola. Buenas tardes. And there's more lights out there. And that's gotta be something else, so this might be a different resort here as well. Can't wait to see this whole scene in the warm sunshine and take a dip in that. I guess it's the Caribbean meets the Atlantic, because we're out on the easternmost point of Dominican Republic here. Anyway, it looks gorgeous and rather unreal. All right, time for me to get back for my dinner. I'm hungry. And let's find out what the drink situation is. It's all inclusive. Does that mean alcoholic beverages included? I have no idea actually. And here we go, guys. It is a buffet. And it is looking good. And the answer to the question, the big question, is alcohol included? Oh yeah, it is. Got a mojito.
No surgas tú.